But there's one thing that's very important that we don't ever talk about. I mean, Viz kind of touched on it, but not he didn't go in detail on it. You know, financially, you can always make up. Yeah, you might lose a lot financially. You're gonna lose a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? But the most important thing is the mental part of it. The mental part of going through a divorce, going through a bad marriage, going through a bad relationship. That can last longer, way longer than the amount of money you can ever try to get back or lose. The mental part of it, because it affects you and your future. We've seen men who go through one divorce and won't ever get married again, won't even think about it, will speak down upon it because they're so mentally beat down, broken, hurt, distraught. They're done. Matter of fact, they don't even want to get in a relationship with a woman, period. That's how much it affected them. So financially, it is. I can get past financially. As long as I'm mentally straight, I can get my money back. The amount of money I lost in the situation, I can get it back. And you see a lot of these men that do. A lot of men that went through a divorce, how do they financially come up? Matter of fact, they come up better after divorce. They make more money than they did when they was married. Why? Because they were mentally able to get past whatever they needed to get past. But a lot of men can't get past the mental to the point they can't go to work the next day. To the point they can't even function. They can't even operate. They can't even look at they look at a woman and see their ex-wives. That's how mentally they broken. That's how mentally a bad marriage or a divorce can kill a man or break a man down. He can't operate. He can't function. He's in his bedroom in a fetal position, but he putting on the clown face for y'all, smiling, shucking and jiving like everything's good. But deep on the inside, he's dying. He's hurting. So that mental part of it is a killer. Financially, you can't ever break a man because he can always get back. I can go out there and start working. Maybe I have to work a second gig, increase my first job, whatever the case may be. Maybe I have to take on some added jobs if that's what I got to do. Get a third shift job, be an overnight stocker at the Home Depot. Now, I'm saying this because I did it. These are things I live. But mentally, I had to get past whatever I need to get past. I talked about it. I had to go to therapy for 2 years, even the thought of thinking about getting married again. That's how hurt I was. But we see guys on here right now speaking. Some of these shows are built around bitter men who can't get past their exes. I'm not even just talking about marriage. We talk about relationship, period. You got a whole atmosphere built around that bullshit because mentally they can't get past the bullshit. Not because they financially can. No. Because they can't mentally get past it. Again, they look at their kids and they see that woman because a daughter look just like them. And they think ill feelings of their daughter. They treat their kids bad because they trying to get back at that woman. Or they won't even go see their kids because they feel like it's going to give a woman a hands up because she got a date with another man. So when Darwin said women settle. We all settle. Let's say that. We all make adjustments. You have to. Because they not always going to come out like you want them to be. You're going to have to make some adjustments with it. You have to adjust her. Like you said, if she's been in a previous relationship before, you got to make adjustments. Maybe she was imprinted by another man. But those adjustments you need to make before you say I do. Before you bless a woman with your last name, you make sure you make those proper adjustments. And if you don't, shame on you, fellas. You should have never walked down that aisle. I told the people or the witnesses that I will take this woman home. Now, you should have did that. You need to make those adjustments before you say I do, before you bless her. Because if you don't, you're gonna be suffering. You're gonna be in that mental fog, just like what I was just talking about. You're gonna be taking them L's that we're talking about. Again, financially, we can always get back. If that means we need to do something different, we're gonna financially get back. But the mental part, that can weigh heavy on us for the rest of our life. Because we can go into the next relationship carrying them bad baggages of that previous relationship and treat that woman just as bad or even worse because of our past experience. Because mentally we haven't got past what we need to get past to move on. I'll leave it there.
All right. Law, same question. What is the first thing that comes to mind when you hear fair marriage, and what's your personal experience of you?
Yeah, man. So for me, I know my situation is very uncommon, right? I'm in the top 5 percentile of things that happen successfully like that. Like I said, me and my wife been together since high school, right? And no, it wasn't because I couldn't get nobody else and no mess like that. You know what I'm saying? It was just like, look, I made a decision a long time ago. You know, when we had my first daughter, I know how I grew up. You know what I'm saying? I know values that my father instilled in me, and I felt it was my responsibility to make sure I raised my family the way I wanted it to be. You know what I'm saying? So my goal was always making sure that yeah, I did it. I don't want my daughter raised wrong, right? So I need to be there, and I wanted to make sure she had a nuclear family, a real family. And so I made it my business to just do right by it. You dig what I'm saying? And then we kept having kids. And I'm like, hey, you know, because I made up in my mind a long time ago, this was my wife, even before we did it. I knew what it was. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, I know my situation is not like everybody else's. The reason why I see a lot of men right now are afraid of it is because literally women's expectations are going up higher than the cost of living and faster too. You know what I'm saying? It's like they want more than they even realize it costs. I had a conversation the other night with some of my family members, some ladies. I asked them, you know, what would a man need to make in order, you know, to marry you? They naming about 400,000 a year, 300,000 a year, this, that. And I'm just like, do y'all realize how ridiculous that sounds? Y'all gonna sit here still looking because these are unrealistic expectations. You don't even know these men. You don't even know where to find these men that you're saying should make this, that, and the other. Why is that such a big deal when you don't even know men making that amount? What, one or two? So, you know, that's something that I think is one of the biggest reasons why men are so really turned off from the idea of marriage right now because it doesn't benefit them. And in order for a woman to sit here these days and say, yeah, I want to marry you, they think you all you have to do is pay all their bills and apparently you're the best man in the world. You know what I'm saying? Like you're the one. You can pay all their bills, now you're the one. So it's just like, yeah, I see it being very difficult. And if you can't do that and buy them, pay all their bills, buy them a designer, and then also take them on trips every month, then they think somebody else will do it. And the unrealistic expectations is what I'm thinking is really destroying the values of marriage and the possibilities of more people even wanting to be married.